On this part 2, yet another example, I'm using a Transformers The Last Night. I think this is probably one out of the 2 movies. I would say Transformers The Last Night or Blade Runner 2049 truly showcased the motion flow on Samsung Q8FN. And the reason I'm showing you this scene, because the camera is going fast, it's zooming in, zooming out. You see these F-35 lighting jet fighters moving left and right in formation, and you get to depict that without any judder, without any blur. Like, you don't see that blur. That's how I grade. When people ask me, how do you grade a good motion flow? Well, I don't want to see any blur. I don't want to see any judder. The blur is that blurriness on the edges of the character, okay? Each frame has a little bit of blurriness. Same thing with the judder. I don't want to see any of that stuff. That's how I grade a good motion flow. And this is one example right here. Transformers The Last Night. And even here you will see just how beautifully that motion flow is being implemented. Even on this scene, high speed moving scene right here. It just makes the movie look more plausible. Now, the motion flow is not going to look great on every movie. There's certain movies, like if you're watching a drama where they're just talking, 2 different characters talking all the time, or if you're watching a romantic comedy, of course, you don't want to use the motion flow. The motion flow is there for the action movies, action-packed movies like this. That's why it's there. And I think that's why the manufacturers created this motion flow, to make the action scenes look more fluid. It's just, to me, guys, please keep in mind, whatever I say here, it's my opinion. I'm not saying that, Sony Z9F doesn't have a great motion flow. It does. It's just that I've noticed that you can still see the judder and you can still see a little bit of that blurriness. Okay? Here, when you select to automatic, the Q chip that's built inside the Samsung Q8FN and Q9FN, I just don't see any judder. I just don't see any blur. None of it. Zero. Nothing. It just looks just better to me personally. And I want everybody to understand something. I'm not saying this because I have Q8FN. As you all know, I got a bunch of televisions. I got Sony, I got Samsung, I got TCL, I got 2 Samsungs, I got projectors, I got televisions, okay? I'm not picking or choosing. I'm not being sponsored to say this or say that. I'm just simply telling you my experience. And if my experience and what I'm telling you doesn't fit your narrative, well, then too bad. But just remember, this is the guy who tested a bunch of television. This is the guy who has friends in Magnolia. I go to Magnolia almost every day, okay? And I talk to them and I do tests and stuff. So trust me when I tell you, the motion flow, if you care about the motion flow, Q8FN or Q9FN will give you that. Now, if you want to go with Sony, that's okay too. Sony will give you a great motion flow. I'm not saying that it's not going to give you a great motion flow. Don't get me wrong. But I just feel when I was comparing some of the movies, like this one, for example, Transformers next to Z9F with Q9F, guess what? I saw more judder on these F-35s. These are the F-35s. I know, yeah, these are the F-35s. When they're moving information, I saw more blur than I see here. Like, there's more blur on that Sony than there is here on Samsung. If you guys don't believe me, you guys can go ahead and do those tests. Put the Q9FN and Z9F together and you will see what I'm talking about. So this is my part 2. Let me know what you guys think. Listen, both Sony and Samsung are great TVs. Whether you go with the Q9F or Z9F, they're great TVs. These are minor little things. All right, guys, happy holidays, happy new year. I'll catch you later. Thank you for watching part 2.